Good morning, people. Okay, I am filming a vlog where I talk about some of the things that we're going to talk about today, but I'm also like showing behind the scenes when I clean, before I do my readings, and other things. So that's gonna be interesting. That will probably be up later today or tomorrow. Now that we have a beautiful full moon in Virgo. I saw a cloud, but it's already fading away, but it was like a hand going like this. It looked like that. Very saying. So, full moon in Virgo, and we have Saturn return on the same day. I believe Saturn is it moving into Pisces? There's something about Pisces, or is it because of the Pisces season? Let me just check actually, because I didn't write that down. And also I pulled 2 cards to ask about what we all get out of the full moon and the Saturn return, and that's spot on. It's wow. The combination between the little short reading I posted today, the bonus daily reading, and the daily reading is mind-blowing. So if you haven't seen those 2 readings, you really do want to see it, because it's all connected, people. Everything right now in your life is very, very connected. So let's see. Okay, Saturn, I believe, isn't it in Pisces? No, it is. I think it's because it's moving into Pisces, but I think it depends on the time difference that we are on. So Saturn is moving into Pisces. Yeah. It makes sense why this energy is here. And then we have the Sun in Pisces, we have Mercury in Pisces, Neptune is in Pisces. There is a lot of things going on when it comes to us streaming. And then we have the moon in Virgo, which is focused on the material aspect, on our daily routine. I am going to go into that because I did make notes. And when it comes to Saturn return, I am pretty new when it comes to that. So I am going to go as much into details with it as I can, but I remembered that there is something in this book, the Black Moon Astrology Cards Guidebook, about Saturn return. So I think that we should just talk about that. But maybe we should actually talk about the full moon first and then the Saturn return. Because it all combines, it all connects, it all makes sense. But I'm just going to find it so I have it ready. Okay, so I'm going to go through this strategically. So I would take the book and read through the Saturn return after. But when I asked Spirit, when I asked the universe what comes into your life when it comes to, first of all, the full moon in Virgo, second of all, I took a card for the Saturn return. So, the full moon in Virgo, you got the Ace of Pentacles. And for the Saturn return, you got the Nine of Cups. This is a big sign. It's a big blessing that both of these cards fall into your reading, your life. Also, because first of all, it's so, again, it's mind-blowing because the full moon in Virgo, and I'm going to read that up. I couldn't find it when I did the daily reading, but I listened through my the Scorpio reading, because I read it up there. I found it again, what I said. I just saw 1212, by the way, in the number. But one of the things, I'm going to read this. So with this full moon, it's time to release our fear of making a mistake and instead take a leap of faith, which actually combines with the daily reading. If there's so many synchronicities, and then second of all, it provides us with an opportunity to detoxify ourselves of any thoughts or belief that we are not worthy or not good enough. One thing that the Ace of Pentacles is about is us realizing that we are good enough, that we are worthy of everything. You're worthy of your dreams, you're worthy of your manifestation. There is opportunities coming your way with everything that's happening right now when it comes to wealth and money being returned into your favor. those words just came from nowhere. So that is definitely spirit channeling through. There is a lot of new things coming into your life with this full moon in Virgo. You know what you're worth, and you know that you are worth of your dreams and your desires. And Nine of Cups is an energy that's very, very fast. So whatever is happening right now, I feel like the Saturn return closes down for everything that's not good anymore. And this energy has already been around us for quite some time, but the past 3 days it really kicked in. So you are very, very close to achieve things in your life that you have dreamed of when it comes to your manifestations. A lot of you guys have probably done a lot of manifestation rituals, or you have just really put your focus into what it is that you really want to focus or manifest right now, which comes down to the Saturn return as well. For some of you guys, also with the Eight of Pentacles, there might be a dream being fulfilled when it comes to manifesting a home, when it comes to being self-employed. That could obviously also be, what was that? There could also be something with love, obviously. It goes hand in hand, but there is a lot of focus with all this energy on career, on yourself, on your manifestations. Love is something that's just going to flow when you're ready. The biggest blessing for you right now is that you're actually realizing what your dreams are about. You're realizing that your wishes are coming true, and they're coming true fast with the Nine of Cups. Obviously, we did speak about that there might be more focus on career and ourselves, but one thing I do want to say is that with the Nine of Cups, it's a card that tells you that the wait is over, especially for love. So if that is what you want to manifest, that's something you can look forward to as well. So another thing that I do want to just talk about is obviously with Virgo, it's the Hermit. I actually didn't find it, but look at this. Wow. Pisces. Virgo is this energy of us looking inside, right? It's us realizing the lantern in front of us, our dreams. But it does take hard work, because that we do a lot of inner work, we do a lot of shadow work, we overcome fears, worries, whatever else we have. I'm just trying to find the Hermit card. Here he is. Also, look at all the blue that's in the cards. The truth. The truth is coming out, and I saw 5-5 with that. The truth. Virgo also rules our daily routine. It rules our physical health. It rules our work. So there's a lot of things happening when it comes to these areas of your life. For some of you guys, there might be something with Virgo or Pisces. It doesn't have to be in love. It can be in family, or something that could be something with addictions, because that is what Saturn return is about. And Virgo really thrives in the material realm, where Pisces is existing and more comfortable in the world of spirit. So it's an in-between energy, in-between, what do I want to call it? An in-between energy, yeah. I was looking for the word, what Spirit said. It's a in-between bubble that's being burst. Interesting. Well, I guess it makes sense, because that there is this, and the card that pops up is the in-between. It's actually from this deck. I wonder if we are supposed to take this card. The in-between bubble, when it comes to us balancing the material world together with the spiritual world, which actually, thinking about it, it makes sense, because that we are learning with the Age of Aquarius, and now that we have Saturn moving from Aquarius into Pisces, it actually makes sense. We are learning something about balancing out the material world with the spiritual world. Let me just find this, because I feel it's very important. Something wants to come through. Between worlds. Yeah, it's number 8. Maybe some of you guys, that's another thing I actually want to say. I'm gonna look at Saturn return. I think I might actually speak about this when we come to it. So I'm gonna Saturn return link. I'm gonna talk with that when we come to Saturn return. But now I wrote it down so I don't forget it. Because this is something that happens rarely. Yeah, wow. Transition. Not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another. Temporary blindness. No man's land. Which is this energy of the Hermit. And it's not that nothing is happening right now, but it's a balance. And it makes sense because you are the crab, right? You need to follow and trust that you can follow this path without actually realizing and seeing the full road ahead. This, especially Saturn return, is something that's going to change your life for the next 3 years. So it is an in-between for the next week or so where you're stepping into it, because you are analyzing and finding out what needs to change in your life, what do you want to change. So it makes sense that this comes in. Between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. I think we are all good at that sometimes. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead, but you will feel through it. So now that the full moon is in Virgo, it comes in and it sharpens a lot of details in your life that point you. It reveals something about your reality, and it reveals something about what needs to be fixed in your life, what needs to be nourished in your life, what needs to be changed, what needs to be cleansed. Like I said, with my experience this past weekend, it all just makes so much sense. So now that we spoke about the full moon, I mean, I could technically see if there's anything else we need to know when it comes to the full moon before that we go further with the Saturn return. So let's take the shiny tarot. But it's just very important. Yeah. 12-12. Wow. Hello. You will realize something. You realize why you feel stuck or why you're not moving in a certain direction. Because Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. It is all happening for you. It is. But there is in between. There is like a bubble that's being burst, right? Wow. Thank you, Spirit, for being so... what do you call that? Clear with us. Okay. So let's see if there's anything else that we need to know about the full moon in Virgo energy before we move forward. Yeah, 5 of Swords. Step out of the mental chaos. Step away from conflicts, no matter if it's with yourself or if it's with other people. Don't stress too much about what it is you're manifesting, because you're actually doing a very, very good job. Some of you guys need to maybe even take the next step of your journey by yourself. Like, you make your own decisions, not that you need to do something by yourself, but you're making your own decisions and you're realizing that you are actually manifesting everything that you want. Yeah. 2 of Wands and 6 of Pentacles. There will be a lot of help. There might even be someone who's like offering you a job, offering you money in a way. It might be something with loans or something else, something with debt that's being taken care of. Something is being released so that you can move forward. It might be something with weight loss or something with your weight, something about accepting yourself, how you look, your age, whatever it is. And we will come down to that again when we speak about the age of, or this Saturn return, which I think and feel that we should jump into now. So I'm taking my trustworthy book, but first of all, I do want to say Saturn return is something that happens every 3rd decade. So it is something that doesn't happen often. And most people, like if you live long, you have 3 Saturn returns. Some people just have 1, some people just have 2. And there is a link where you can actually see when you have your Saturn return it's interesting. So I will put a link down in the description box so you can check it out. No matter if you will have your Saturn return together with this Saturn return or not, you will feel it in one way or another. So let's just go through this because it's very interesting. And I was just looking a little bit through this. Oh, that's another thing I want to say. Yeah. The daily bonus reading, the short reading I did, the card that popped up was the Judgment card. This Saturn return is connected with the Judgment card. So there you go. The Judgment card is all about awakening. It's all about destiny calling. In the old days they said that it was Archangel Gabriel giving you a call, telling you what to do, shining a light on your purpose. So there's something major happening with this. Yeah, it's Gabriel's wake-up call, but it's also linked together with Mercury in retrograde. So that's why Saturn return can feel confusing, it can be scary. And I actually saw astrologer who talked about, I'm going to link her video because he's speaking a little bit more about the Saturn return, and he's also going through all the zodiac signs. But she had been somewhere on vacation and they got robbed with a gun or with knives. Like, it was very dramatic. So she talked about on her Instagram, I remember I saw that there was a scary energy. And from what I remember, again, it depends, but I think her Saturn return was in the 8th house. The 8th house, which is all about, well, it's death and rebirth, but it's also looting money. And I believe that I actually have my Saturn return in my 8th house. But in my case, there is a lot of things when it comes to, well, obviously career, like really thinking deeply about what is it that I want. New ways of making money. Again, you have to take a look at your placements because it depends on where you have your Saturn return and how much it affects you. So, like I said, mine might not be as dramatic because that I don't have my second Saturn return with this one. Plus, for me, there's also something about health and weight, healthy routine. So you guys might go through huge transitions with the Saturn return, depending on how heavy it falls into your chart. But another thing, the keyword is that there could be difficulties depending on what you're dealing with, but also paying one's dues, paying debt. There could be energy of moving into the next level of your life, putting the past behind you. So whatever it is that you have been dealing with, it might be time to put something behind you. If it's anger, if it's hurt, if it's sadness, loneliness, whatever it is, being stuck in a workplace, being stuck in a rut, not taking action on something, you're done with that. There could be something with a father or older males in your life. And one thing I do want to point out, there has been a lot of things with my father having like memory loss now and then, and it scared me so much last month because it was very, very heavy to the point where he was confused. So it could be a part of his Saturn return, because I actually believe it might hit him more when it comes to the age, because it's something about that it might happen for people who were born in 1964, and I actually believe my dad is born there. Don't quote me on it, but I actually believe so. So that's interesting. But there might be something happening with a family member or an older male in your life. Nothing to worry about, but sometimes the universe shakes things up, because now my dad is like totally fine again. So again, it made me realize and think about certain things. So whatever happens in your life, there might be something. There could also be something with age. We all get older and some of us stress about that. So again, what is the next chapter? The next thing that you need to think about? Obviously, health is a big thing when it comes to Saturn return. December and January I see here, so there might have been something about December, January. My mom passed away in January 2021. So maybe there's something that's ending when it comes to a grief. Oh yeah, me grieving. I'm just skimming through to see. Feeling stuck, yeah, the end of feeling stuck. Weight, like we spoke about, earth, the physical world, feeling of life, moving past hardship. So we are moving past hardship. And like I said, remember, these are the cards that you got, so nothing bad is happening, but you might have closure when it comes to something that's been stressful, when it comes to stress or pain, addictions, weight, whatever it is, being stuck and not making a decision. If there is a project that you're working on, I think it's time that you actually look deeper at how you can proceed with it. Yeah, that is what I want to say with that. And I spoke about that, and here we have judgment. You can make it up. You cannot make it up. There is scary things happening, because that if we don't get a fright from the universe, we would not look closer at what could happen or what am I going to do from here. Sometimes it is something we need to be faced with, right? We need to think about it. And also we need to learn not to worry so much about things. We can handle a lot of things. The universe wouldn't put us on a path if we couldn't handle it. That's really something we need to realize. Let's see what else we need to know when it comes to the Saturn return. But let me know in the comments, do you know what your Saturn return is? Yeah. Justice, 5 of Wands reversed. I love that. I love that so much, because that there is end of conflicts. End of conflicts with self. If there has been something that was not in order, it will be put in order. There will be justice. There will be a victory. There will be fairness. Everything. Yeah. It's the end of conflict. It's the end of competing and comparing, because you're finding your own way, and that is the right way. And I saw 25. You're out of this grieving, whatever it has been. If you have gone through a heartbreak or hardship, if you have healed someone, you're finally realizing why you had to go through that feeling, and you can now move on with the Saturn return. The Hanged Man, it does come up when we do realize something about our habits. It's ruled by karma, so I feel there's a lot of karma is being released, which makes sense with Saturn return. But like I said, remember, these are the cards, and this is another confirmation. I think this is the only thing that I have to say, because it's just major, it's badass, it's beautiful, and I can't wait for this. Let me know in a comment how you feel this, and if you find out something about your Saturn return, maybe even what house it is in your case. I will put 2 links down below so that you can also calculate the transit, so that you can see how Saturn return actually fits into your life, because it's different for all of us. But that is going to be it from me. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow in the daily reading. Bye!